Yes, what's good, people? Again, back so soon. Um, Hopefully you had a chance to catch the Friday show. I had a guest from the local area, for Leon, um, and again tonight. So if you're new to the content, you might not have seen this guy before. If you're a sort of, a bit of a Doncaster diehard and avid watcher, you'll have seen HURSTY, one of my friends who's appeared on the main pod show before, but obviously he's a lifelong Borough fan like myself. Um, so we just thought, given the fact it's been quite a large weekend in the race for probably at this point automatic promotion, um, another sting in the tail, another twist and turn, as there is going to be for the rest of the season. So yeah, thought we'd go and reflect on what's been brilliant weekend, brilliant day for Borough. Uh, Not so much for Ipswich. We'll talk about that a little bit because I did get a chance to watch Ipswich play Leicester yesterday. And see where we stand. Uh, so, without further ado, are we doing this? You all right, Matt?
Good, mate, yeah. Good weekend for the Borough, which I was ups. So, yeah, glad to be here.
A very good weekend. And like you say, like I was discussing with Leon, we're coming off the back of obviously two quite disappointing results, aren't we? With the draw at home Oxford, and then obviously again the draw with Leicester.
Yeah, with Leicester.
But as it's proved, it's not such an easy task beating Leicester at home, is it?
Well, this is it. We won't be the first team to become undone by them, not even come undone, but to be held when you're thinking you're going to get 3 points. So, actually, off the back of it, looking back on reflection, point isn't as bad a result as what we might have originally feared.
Well, that's it as well. And you'd be forgiven to forget that even though Leicester are having a poor season for one of the bigger Championship sides and the team that's won the Premier League in the last decade, they've had the points deduction. So obviously it might be a bit of a false representation their league position. Issues with managers, as a lot of the clubs in the league have had this season.
But we'd know nothing about that, would we?
Oh, no, I. Watching Leicester at the Riverside the other week, and then watching them against it, they've got some quality in there.
Yeah.
They really have, and it's just one of them things where the club's in a bit of turmoil, disarray. Managers coming in, leaving, it just doesn't click. It doesn't gel, does it? I mean, look at that Igor. Is it Igor Tudor? Is it that's gone into Spurs, and he's sort of cemented their free fall. So chances are he won't be in charge.
This is it though. When you're going into these clubs and there's a lack of direction, or there's a lack of cohesion, or consistency, or from one manager to the next, there's no sort of real overarching plan. You're in for turmoil, aren't you? It's everyone's finding their feet. So, and we've seen that right across the leagues as well.
Yeah, I think one of the things is when you look at it's one of the things with Borough is I don't think we have an identity as a club as far as the football product's concerned. So when you look at Arsenal, they've got an identity, passing game, very technical. Man United have got an identity where it's all out attack, and basically beat teams into submission. And Arsenal went from Wenger, they put Emery in charge because they wanted to keep the identity of the football they're known for. And then they've obviously been through some management. But they've done that with that in mind. I think in our position, obviously, smaller teams aren't in the luxurious position to just go out and fucking just headhunt and poach managers.
Yeah.
Sometimes you sort of get what you're given, and that's how you end up with Gordon Strachan and a team full of second-rate Scottish players. And then it looks like, Jesus Christ, where's this going to go from this point?
Well, I don't know if you remember, mate, but when Woodgate took over, he come out and he says, this is what we want to do. This is the style of football we want to do. And we're going to have it from the first team right the way through into the youth team. And this is the brand of football we're going to play. I was working in London at the time, and the hotel that we were in had a Man United under 16 match on, or under 21s match on, v Borough, and they tore us apart. And I just thought, if this is our brand of football, if this is our style of football that we're going to play, we're going to get torn apart. And then the rest is history, So,
yeah.
Woodgate came and went, and the rest is history.
Well, it's interesting you say about youth teams because we've always been known in the modern era to have decent youth set. produced some really good players, obviously from local. So the actual running of the academy has done well. I don't know whether Dave Barnaby is still there and Craig Little for a bit, but we produce good talent. But that's the thing with these clubs. The identity starts as they teach their youngsters how to play the way that the club wants the first team to play. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like I said, without digressing that. So I was talking to Leon on Friday, and it's getting to the point that's pissing me off a bit because we keep going last. You know, we've had all them Monday night games, and then they've shifted us to Sunday. You know, and like I say, it's advantageous in the way that Ipswich, Millwall, Hull, Coventry have been, and you know what's required here, so you know the job in hand. But you know that's 3 points anyway going into it, whether you're playing on the Friday night or you know you need 3 points at this stage of the season in the position we're in. But it just like take last weekend, you know, you watch everybody win around us, and then they say, right, you're going to Birmingham on Monday night, and the pressure's on because if you don't do the job, then you know you create a position for yourself. So that pressure's already there. But we look to just be dealing with it completely. Now, onto the game today, so unless you live under a rock. So the Borough have gone away today, QPR. Comprehensively beaten, 4-0. Maybe could have been more, could have been less. We were talking, weren't we? And we were in control the first half. As it turns out, first goal was probably a bit fortuitous because Whittaker done his best to miss the first chance, comes back off the defender. And then the second chance, it's Strelic on the elbow. So you could argue, you know, maybe it should have been given. But I am a firm believer that all this shit evens itself up over the course of a season. But early in the second half, it got a bit scrappy and edgy. And you said to me, didn't you? You said, we need a second goal here. How did you see it?
I think we were good for the win. Like you said, I think on another day, if this is next season and all going well, we're in the Premier League, the first 2 goals don't count because the second one's not a corner and the first one's handball. But like you said, we've been on the wrong end of some horrific decisions. Not just this season, but the season before that. The level of officiating in this league is appalling. So am I that fussed about it? Not really. Tommy Conway, the penalty that never was, where the keeper just absolutely commits.
Joe Lumley away. He nicked the clearance off him, didn't he? And he basically nearly kicked both of his legs clean off, sent him upside down. And like how you can think like I don't know whether that's basically a bit of sympathy for Chef Wed's situation at the time, but
maybe. So like you say, am I overly fussed about those two? Not really. I think we were good for the win anyway. I think it had the potential to be a bit of a banana skin. Listening to a lot of the QPR fans before the match about, you know, they expected us to come and do a job on them and put a load of goals past them. You just sort of think, well, the law of averages is going to kick in sometime soon, and leave it up to Borough to, you know, to come along and be, you know, oh, they've never been beaten in so many games. Come on, Borough.
That's it. Let me just touch on that second, mate, for anybody that doesn't know or isn't a Borough fan or has never followed Borough, right? There's a sort of weird unwritten law in the universe that you only know if you're a Borough fan. If you're an away team coming to Riverside and you've never scored all season, you're going to score at the Riverside. If you've never won an away game for 2 years, you're going to win an away game at the Riverside. If a striker hasn't scored for his new club in like 35 appearances, he's going to get a hat-trick against the Borough. And it's just, will you back me up that is just a crazy law?
I'm not a gambling man, but I always say never have Borough on your betting slip for one reason or another, because if there's a chance, even the slightest chance that they can come along and do you, they will. They'll royally.
That's the thing. Don't back against the Borough on your betting slip either.
Yeah, don't have them either way. Just leave them off your slip. Like saying, I'm not a betting man, and I know that. So
we are a strange club. And then, like I say, that second goal came, and it just calmed the game down, calmed our nerves.
Yeah.
We got the ball back on the deck, started playing football like we were in the first half, and Aidan Hackney.
I think their heads dropped as well. Their heads dropped after that second goal. The space that we had after that goal was unbelievable.
No, I completely agree with you. And I think the space that appeared, I was watching Aidan Hackney just run through that midfield line and beating 2 or 3 players, and he'd done it consistently. I think there was about 3 or 4 dribbles he had where he was just slicing through and creating space and creating chances. And then obviously you sense the third might have been coming, but Jesus Christ.
Like McGree gives you a lot of that as well. His movement, like see, he done that little sort of step over, like he sort of let the ball roll for Hackney, and he peeled away towards the goal, which again just opened that space up. Before they knew what was going on, the ball was in the back of the net for Hackney's our third. Like I said, I think McGree plays a big part in that.
Oh, he is. Do you know what it is, right? Obviously, he's got fitness issues, and Hellberg's come on and said, like, we'd love to be able to just play Riley McGree for 90 minutes for 40 games, but it's just not the case. And it's worth having him because when he is on the field, we do look a way better side because he just creates that whether he pops
He's
up everywhere.
very intelligent. He sees space. He sees the runs.
Yeah, and he's got a good first touch. He's decent off both feet. He can get a goal. He can play a pass.
He's got an eye for the ridiculous as well.
Yes, he has. If anyone hasn't seen his mad scorpion kick volley thing for was it Sydney or in the League?
It's one of the Australian.
Behind him, he held it over his own head and lobbed the keeper. Yeah. But the thing is, well, with that goal as well, when it came to Hackney, it was McGree that dummied the.
Yeah, he did the dummy run and he peels towards the goal.
And the way he plays
like
the
a
ball,
little 1-2, but he just whipped it in.
But it's just brilliant. And like the thing is, the commentator as well said, like after Hackney scored, like you are looking at the best player in the league.
Yeah.
And I don't think I hear about Ipswich have got this fella, and Coventry have got this fella. Like I do think that Aidan Hackney is the best player in the league, and
I think so.
Over the course of 2 or 3 seasons, I think his game's matured massively. He's stopped getting carded, stopped getting sent off. Like gets his goals, his head doesn't drop, and he just controls everything.
He just drives the midfield and he's in there.
Yeah, and I think obviously he played with Barlasser in the centre for Laura Carrick's tenure, and I've made my feelings on him clear on Friday night. But having Morrison Brown, like Aidan Morrison is so good.
Yeah,
like he might be suited just for the championship, and it might not go any further. But like I say, the way he closes players down, he's always wanting the ball. He links a lot of things up, and he takes the pressure off Hackney. Yeah. And Hackney can step forward and go. Do you know what I mean?
He draws a lot of fouls as well. He holds onto the ball and just allows players to say, I'm going to have a nibble. Free kick. Yeah. Or he gets the pass away and we're through on goal.
Yeah. And that's the thing as well with him drawing fouls, especially in this league. Like, it's the statistics help. Like it's a more rudimentary style of football than the Premier League, isn't it? So like obviously if you're constantly getting fouls on the halfway or in their final third, pressure bust pipes. Obviously, we saw Strelic and Whittaker removed and replaced by Conway. And who was it came on for Whittaker?
Gilbert, come on.
To do, sorry.
Gilbert.
Sarmiento one that came on for Whittaker.
Yeah.
Which is going to bring me on to a sort of after discussing earlier on, right? As much as I think we look a better side, well, we do look a better side with Riley McGree in, right? I think our football and our link-up play and approach play goes up a notch when Whittaker's not there. Because I do think he gets the ball and he sort of dwells, and unless he knows he's just going to get the ball and get out of his feet and shoot, I don't think his decision-making is great, to be honest with you.
No, he's waiting for something to happen as opposed to making things happen a lot of the time.
Yeah. And like you say, for his build and his position, you expect him to be a lot faster.
Yeah.
A lot more nimble. Do you know what I mean? And more of a dribbler. But like I say, for me, it's sort of like everything sort of stagnates and laments when he's...
I would like more from him. Like you say, I expect him. You want him to be committing defenders, running at players, taking them on, getting on the outside, whipping the ball in, cutting inside, trying to bend that ball into the opposite corner of what Hackney put his in tonight. But he doesn't seem either willing or whether he's told not to, I don't know. But like you say, he dwells, he dawdles a bit, he waits for stuff to happen. That being said, he's top goal scorer this season for us with 11.
That's it,
6 assists. That's like 17 goal involvements in 35 games. which is what, 1 goal involvement every other game.
More or less,
For the 5, 6, 7 mil that we paid for him, depending on who you read, it's probably not a bad return.
Well, yeah,
But
I think.
I would like more from him.
Do you know what I think it is? It's just obviously, like you say, he was popping up and he was just getting goals. Because I wasn't sold on it. Like I'd lost patience with him, and we made he's constantly. Even last season when he was really struggling, he's going, he'll get goals. He's good for 15, 20 season next season, and he didn't get one. It might be in the first 4, 5, 6 games, and I'm saying to him, "Do you really think he's going to get 50?" And then he went on that streak.
Well, if you remember the first couple of goals he got, I'm not convinced he knew too much about them. Like, one of them sort of bounced in off his shin, another one sort of, he went with it one way and it went the other way, and you sort of think, well, hey, you know what I mean? He maybe didn't know much about it, but points on the board, who cares? And then he went on the run. It was like them giving him his bit of confidence. But that seems to have dried up. But again, with the way that Hellberg plays his football, you'd say those 11 goals, or a large bulk of them, came when he was being pushed up through the middle more and Conway was out on the left. And he was finding himself in them places. Now we've started bringing the 2 on. He's more of a winger, so he's not getting central. So again, I think there's a couple of caveats there for him. I think all in all, obviously depending on what happens the rest of the season, it'll probably be classed as a good season for him. But I think he is quite lightweight and, dwells on the ball a bit.
Yeah, and like just before I say, I was going to say, you mentioned when we were discussing earlier, you said like he's way too lightweight, flimsy for the Premier League.
Yeah.
And if he hasn't got enough space and time on the ball now, it's going to more than half.
That's going to diminish, yeah.
But the thing with me, I think, like you mentioned, confidence. Like, yeah, if one bounces off your shin, it goes in, and then you go on a run. Like football is a confidence game. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like mentality in football for me, it's like I've played at a decent level. I've played with some really good players. I don't mind saying I was a good player for what I was. You know what I mean? Like you're capable of an immaculate fair. Every single professional footballer is capable of just bringing a ball down dead from 30, 40 feet. Do you know what I mean?
Or should be.
Confidence to try it and do it and pull it off. But then when it goes to the next level, that's mentality. Do you know what I mean? That's the elite mentality of basically, I'm the best player in this pitch. I'm putting the work into. But yeah, I just think he has lost confidence, and I think we've switched. I said before, a lot was being made when we were on that 6-win streak. I was watching things online, and the people that do like the tactical breakdowns on pods and stuff like that were just creaming the draws over Hellberg and this system that he'd come in with, and teams not knowing what to do because we were overloading one side, leaving people spare on the other side, and the whole world and the dog made a video about it, and then it sort of stopped working a bit. And I was terrified because when you've seen Karanka come in, who's doing a good job, but got found out no plan B. Carrick came in, got found out no plan B. And we've stopped doing that system that Hellberg employed at first, where we are overloading one side so much.
Yeah.
And it's like you look at Birmingham going with the wing backs, the back five, for the first time since he's been here. And then your fullback pops up with 2 goals in acres of space. It's not by accident. And again, I looked at the way we played today. Like, it could have been a silkier performance, but we never really looked in that much trouble.
We never looked in danger.
He's not scared of trying new things, Hellberg. Like, it's, you know what I mean? He'd like to say he'll mess around the lineup. Like, I was a bit shocked to see like Malanda was on the bench, and obviously poor fucking Dale. Jesus, like.
Well, apparently he was saying that's just a precaution.
But it's always
we can afford to lose. But this is it. He's got a long history of it, and we can't afford to lose players long term now, because that will just kill us.
Yeah. Anybody outside that core of, like, you saw, like, you start 11, then you're looking at like your bench players or fringe players. You've got Strelic, you've got Gilbert, you've got Sarmiento, Fry. If you're losing any of them at this point for the rest of the season, then you're going to be in a bit of trouble. Then again, they keep surprising us, don't they? But like I said, it was just fucking lovely today to see. I mean, I'd take a scruffy 1-0 win. You know, like the goal we scored at the beginning is one of the luckiest goals you're ever going to see. But like, and if we held on for dear life, 3 points on the board. But to go capitalise on Ipswich not winning at home, right? And then
that was the biggie, the fact that they've dropped 2.
Yeah, I think Hull's loss against Millwall has pretty much put them out of the picture for automatic, in my opinion. It's not mathematically impossible, but I just feel like they might sort of drop back a bit now.
Fall away.
what I love today is like go away and get them 4 goals, is because you're looking at how neck and neck it is between us and Ipswich. You know, if they're winning their game in hand and they're this, that, and then you're looking at the goal difference, and like we've managed to chop that now with like 3 goals.
Mm-hmm.
Whereby if you're going in them last couple of days of the season and it's 7 goals still,
10 goals.
that's the point. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And that'd be just a killer to finish third on goal difference. But like keep chopping away at that. And yeah, I think like I say, it's an exciting league, like I say, because anyone can beat anyone.
When we were sort of back end of the first half, and I was thinking I'd like a second goal just to, like you say, settle it down a bit, obviously, but still, we didn't score 20 minutes in. So seeing obviously the first half out, you sort of think, okay, try and get a second goal. I was sort of sat watching it thinking, we don't put teams to the sword enough. Like we can see there's been a couple, like that's probably what our third 4-0 win, 4-0, 4-0 win of the season off the top of my head. But there's not that many occasions where we've won by a large margin. There's been a couple of 2-1s, a couple of 3-2s. So it was nice to see us actually put a few goals away today.
Yeah. And I think as well that this stat that keeps rolling on, and the more it's happening, it's becoming a huge elephant in the room for everybody around us. Yeah.
When we go ahead. Yeah.
17 games we took the lead, 17 games we finished the job. Now, obviously, there's games where we've behind us, we haven't just won those games, but it's such a huge fucking like plus and a sort of feather in your cap. Teams must be thinking, fuck, do you know what? We have to be careful of going at these, because if we give them a goal,
points just in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, if we give them a goal, we're done.
Yeah, that's it. It's game over. Yeah.
So yeah, looking forward. I still think maybe Coventry are probably gone now, but
yeah, I think Coventry are going to win it. I can't see them dropping that many points of the last 10 games. And realistically, we would have to go on an unbeaten run. We would need to win the last 10 of the season, I think, now to top them.
Well, win how many of the last 10?
I think we'd have to win all 10 I think Coventry, Borough, and Ipswich are averaging something like 2 points a game at the minute. So I think in order for us to go above Coventry, we'd have to win pretty much 9 of those 10 in order to top them. I can't see them dropping that many points without. And then they've got a 6-point lead, 5-point lead on us. Yeah.
Well, factoring in the last 2 results, 2 wins, Birmingham, QPR away, got 10 games left, I believe is right. Yeah. I think if we won 8 of those 10 games, which is not ridiculous to say because we've just been on a 6-game bounce.
Bear in mind, 2 of those 10 are Millwall and Ipswich.
Yeah, which is just massive. But what I'm thinking is, if we win 8, we've just won 2. So then you're taking fucking 10 wins from your last 12 games. That could probably win you the title. That considering how it's going. But yeah, like obviously, when do you know off the top of your head when we play Millwall? I know Ipswich is April 18th.
I'm not sure. I think is it Charlton next?
Charlton at home.
Someone else at home, then Blackburn away.
Well, see, I think like today, QPR, they're not in trouble. They're not going up. They're not, they're middle of the road teams. True for Charlton as well. Them are the teams you want to be playing now, rather than people scrapping for the playoffs. Like I don't know if any of the Ipswich, Millwall, or Coventry have to play Southampton again this season, but they're flying. I wouldn't want anything to do with them because they're dead and buried and they've got a chance to go in the playoffs. Wrexham are going to be a bother. We've got them last game of the season away. Yeah. So realistically, ideally, we want them to sort of drop off a bit now. So they've got now
fizzled out a bit, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because while they've got the feel good factor around the stadium, they're going to be tricky opponents for everyone.
Absolutely, and like I said, the more middle of the road teams, the teams that are scrapping for life at the bottom, if they have to go at your ground, they're just going to park the bus. Unless they've done it pretty much Ipswich, they've done it at the Riverside. What I will touch on though, because obviously I'm not just completely rose-tinted glasses. Like when I said to you, like Ipswich definitely should have had a penalty in the last knocking.
Yeah,
that game.
Since seeing that, yeah.
And Chowdhury, but like and then for the ref to just turn around and book the Ipswich player for protesting. The camera turned around, focused on Chowdhury, who's walking away, and he just looked like the most guilty man that's faced the pitch at Portman Road. Like, he just kept his head down as if to say, "Ooh, fuck it,
got away with that one, yeah. It goes back to what we were saying, though. The level of officials in this league is atrocious and has been.
It's as bad this season as I can ever remember, to be honest with you, mate.
It seems every season, you're coming away thinking, how is that their job? If I was as bad at my job as these are at theirs, I probably wouldn't still be doing it.
That's right. But like I said, it's in our hands again now. Obviously we were sort of heading hands last week after the 2 draws with Oxford and Leicester, thinking, oh God, if Ipswich win both their games in hand, then then we'll look at third place and playing catch up. But just straight away like that, one weekend.
That's it. I think that we've got to make sure we pick up points at both Ipswich and Millwall. I think the other games should really take care of themselves if we turn up and be professional like we have been against the likes of Birmingham and the likes of QPR today, because either of those can go the other way. On paper, they shouldn't, but the game isn't played on paper. So I think, like you say, as long as we turn up and do professional jobs against the others and make sure that we do a business against Ipswich and Millwall, fingers crossed, toes crossed, the stars align, we go up. But is it never that simple?
If I offered you 2 draws from them 2 big games with Millwall and Ipswich, would you snap my arm off, or would you be inclined to say, do you know what? Actually, no, I think we can get maybe 4 points out the 6. Or
if we then go on to win those other 8, like we were talking about 2 minutes ago, then yes, I'd snap your hands off all day.
No guarantee of anything like that. I'm just saying, like, given the fact we've got a very, very slight advantage over the 2 of them, would you take them 2 draws? And then
I think you take the 2 draws, because you're taking 2 points off them as well. They're not gaining any ground on those 2 games. Obviously, it depends what happens in your others. So I'd take the 2 draws.
It's going to be tough for Portman Road. Like I said, they're unbeaten in 13 home games. So there's only Coventry that's 10 them over this season. I might be wrong in that, but there's too many fixtures in this league for you to keep track of everything like that. No, I think it's been a cracking weekend after a bit of a testing 3-game spell. Obviously losing to Coventry and then drawing a blank with Oxford and Leicester, and you start to think, oh God, we were just starting to fucking believe. Can't win.
Again.
Walk around with a big stupid grin. Now it's back. Now it's back, and Super Kimmelberg's doing the job. Everybody's chipping in, playing well. Do you know, I don't think we've got any passengers at the moment. That's the thing. Even though we're talking about like Whittaker going off the boil, he's still involved in the first goal, isn't he? And like it's Tommy Conway's coming on and running his fucking socks off. Strelick's getting goals off his elbow.
I mean, this is Tommy Conway. If we go up, I don't want to it's not getting ahead of ourselves. If we go up, is there a place for Tommy Conway in the team next season in the Premier League?
There's a place on the bench for him, but the problem is you've got like the thing. What's sort of looking for Tommy Conway now? If he's an out-and-out striker, he's not big enough to be centre forward in this league, right? That's why he drifts out a lot, and he does pull and he puts a shift in. Do you know what I mean? He's got a Premier League engine like all day long, but the quality and whatnot, like defenders will know how to deal with him. He can come off the bench. He can get, he might get goals and stuff, but that would be the one place where I'd be looking first. I was saying this to Miss Sellion. I think we've got a good core squad if we go up. You don't have to just go fucking fire sale, wholesale changes and change everything. The system that he's built and that he's building still currently will work at the next level. It's just injecting that little bits of quality.
On the left and right wing up top.
Yeah, slightly going over the hill a bit, you know what I mean? But we would need a proper centre forward. And goal scorers are the hardest thing to find in the world, aren't they?
This is it, yeah.
Yeah, so all smiles from the Borough. When's
long may Mr. Hellberg reign.
Indeed. Do you know what? Special shout out for Port Vale. Because in the last 3 or 4 days, they've put Bristol out the cup, and now Sunderland out the FA Cup, and they've made it to the quarterfinals, the 6th round of the FA Cup. So fair play to Port Vale. I'm sure fucking Robbie Williams will be absolutely over the bastard moon.
Cheers, Port Vale.
Yeah, I think Southampton put Fulham out as well today. Out the cup.
Nice.
So yeah, if South that'd be a distraction for Southampton. yeah, so fucking cracking day for the Borough, cracking weekend for the Borough. I'm sure it's going to twist and turn and go back and forwards, isn't it? Got 10 games left, all to play for. But this is why
The Borough fan in me won't allow me to get carried away. It's like it could still all go terribly wrong. I'm still waiting for some kind of FA like the points deduction or something, and relegation announced. So we'll just see. Take the old cliche of taking a game at a time, and
we've seen it. And I was talking about you with Leon the other night because we were about the Stoya game. We've come away from a UEFA Cup semi-final where we're 3-0 down. We've won 4-3. We've got to the semi-final of the FA Cup to play West Ham. So we've made the final UEFA Cup against Sevilla. We're in the fucking FA Cup semi-final against West Ham, who we very much fancy to beat. And I remember we were just having a quick Jack Daniels to calm down after that Stoya craziness. And I looked at you and I was like, and I looked at you and I said, "What if we win out?" And you just went, "Fuck off, mate," as if you've said it. Yeah,
still blame you.
Well, that's what everyone else does, mate. Yeah, so we'll see what the weekend brings. Cheers for popping on, pal, and hopefully after the next game we can pop on and have even broader smiles. But yeah, so anyone that's not seen us before, like I say, this is the badge attached to the Dorgas. There's a Championship edition. We've got the main Premier League sort of oriented main football badge show on Tuesdays. We've got the Don't Gas podcast on Thursdays. We've got the book stops here. We've got Put It Bluntly. We've got JD Talks. We've got Stitches doing his shots on Liverpool. Get involved. Click like. Subscribe. Give us a follow. Give us a share. It's free. You're helping us out. It's progressing. We're developing. And if you have watched, thanks for tuning in. So it's good night from me. I thought Esty was going to come in and do the two Ronnies there.
Let's leave you hanging instead.
And it's good night from him as well.
It's good night from me as well.
Remember, like, share, subscribe, comment. We love you.
How do I leave? Why won't it let me leave?